Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, ImperialDane, the one and only Master Propaganda of here to glorious 1v1 on Twin Beaches in the north. We have on the south, actually, started here with me, the ImperialDane himself, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here, setting out with the 26th Panzerdivision, straight into breakthrough here with a double Pioneer Grenadier start. In the north stands Youknownothing, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, the 1st Armoured Division with a double Sapper start. So we're off to the races here. Right on Twin Beaches. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued and generous support of Propagandacast. I'm going to keep making all these videos, and a big thanks to those people who keep commenting and liking my videos. That little bit there also does a lot. They hope getting my video out to as many people as possible. Big thanks to all these heroic individuals. So, double Sapper section start here for Youknownothing and the British Empire, rushing out towards the north-south, and I'm largely doing something similar with Pioneers, Grenadiers being sent southwards, and a few Pioneers heading northwards. So far, fairly standard stuff here. Capture orders there, not really revealing much unique here. So, first section out here for Youknownothing. Moving forward there with this infantry section, with their Lee Enfield rifles. The Mark IV. Second Grenadiers got on the way for me. Pioneers busy here. Got the sandbags down here. No immediate choice of battle group here for Youknownothing, though most likely it's going to be Indian artillery, though could surprise us with British armoured, or even the British NC battle group. We'll of course have to see Grenadiers was the section here though. Fighting over the centre, briefly laying down some sandbags here. I like to set up sandbags around these pieces of light cover because you can use them to basically block the enemy from using heavy cover. Of course here it doesn't quite work out the way I'd hoped for. Second Grenadiers got being sent forwards here. Second section here for Youknownothing. Grenadiers backing off here, trying to pop into a building, far away at the section a bit more efficiently. We can see Youknownothing quickly disengage from the fight here, realising that's not going to be great for him. Second Grenadiers got around, we got South pushing northwards here. Second section ready here for Youknownothing and the 1st Armoured Division. Meanwhile, men of the 26th Panzerdivision continue to push forwards. I'm going to flank south as it, get around towards the south here. I could push towards here, but I fear that's going to just get me bogged down in a rather pointless engagement here. So rather than do that, I'm going to try and turn the table seat on Youknownothing, going for a scarf point. Meanwhile, Youknownothing, of course, could try and repeat the same trick on me. In the southeast, Sappers pushing for my Pioneers by the southern munitions point. Grenadiers pursuing here aggressively. No MP40s yet for my Grenadiers. Up north here, Sappers pushing forwards. Going straight for the curve point there. MD42 arriving in a base, going to push it towards the southern points here, as I believe I'll be converging my Grenadiers around here, wiring off the cover that he's laid down his own carve point. But crucially, I'm now doing an access to him for the southern fuel point here. Second straight ahead here, machining aiming forwards. There we go, done wiring off that little piece of cover here. A lot of harassment, a lot of carve points being hit. Triple section here for Youknownothing, fairly standard British build. Go for a lot of sections, sneak in some sappers, grabbing that southern fuel point here. Going easing up here further southeast, sappers busy. And we got that Maschinengewehr at ready, yeah. Pioneers retreating. And there we go, section creeping forwards here, almost got the fuel point here as well. So signing my opponent's definitely only getting the fuel point out of these two fuel points here, whereas of course I'm only getting out of these two fuel points. So theoretically I could grab that and connect it. And he's repositioning, and no MP40s here for me as of yet. Machine gun on the carve point. Typically on Twin Beaches, you do see a lot of action around the carve point, so I do partly leave the machine gun up there in case Youknownothing tries to make a hit forward. Saps goes to the Grenadiers here, moving in for those Bloody Jerrys. Getting one there as Otto drops it. Second Grenadiers go running here with their Kar 9 TK bolt action rifles. Grabbing the munitions point here. We got tech there for Youknownothing, a rapidly moving for the platoon command post, likely a fast humber here, but relatively fast considering the fuel harassment that's been going on. Panzer Grenadier company up with a fast Panzer Grenadier squad. I know some players like to go hard on the MP40s with their breakthrough builds. In fact, I've yet I think to get a single MP40 upgrade going in comparison. So I'm going for a slightly different breakthrough build here, and in general, until they nerf the MP40s, I'm generally tending to use them less, and this is like, you know, on Taranto coastline, and I know my opponent really likes to, like, you know, go for some of the tougher stuff to deal with. It's going to really quiet it back with MP40s, so. But there you go, Panzer Grenadier squad ready here. Got some MP40s ready for the Grenadiers. Heading northwards for the Sturmgewehr. Got 475 is 488, and back to me, the ImperialDane here. So 1 Panzer Gunner Squad, 2 Grenadiers, 1 MD42, and double Pioneers. MD4 tripping through the section here, rapidly hosing them with a swift fire up north here. Panzer Gunners catching the sappers, and a recce section everything around the northern fuel point here, closing on the sappers first. Quickly dropping Reginald there like a sack of potatoes there from Manchester potato silo. Sappers are about in fact to get wiped out by the Panzer Grenadiers in the early game. Close call. South MP40 Grenadiers pushing back the section here. MD42 moving forwards here. And we got the Panzer Gunners, the Pioneers closing on the recce section here. Flamethrower sappers there for Youknownothing. Panzer the Barber there, very low on health. Probably should retreat them soon here and just get them healed up once I get some healing going. Of course, I've yet to research that. That's my priority is, in fact, to get out of Stug. In part because I'm anticipating getting hit by like something such as a fast Humber armoured car. British forces launching a counterattack here for the fuel point Northern Hill, sending those damn Germans screaming back here in the south. Grenadiers, Pioneers, and the MP42 still advancing again. Further south, MP40 Grenadiers busy. So a lot of back and forth action here. Mines there. Further back here, reinforcing, going for the healing here. As I kind of realise, it's going to be completely dummy sending these Panzer Grenadiers without healing. I mean, we've got one that's like 1 health. That's like a lot of manpower I can save there, but just, you know, getting healing going, even if it does delay my Stug. That's the sort of, you know, chance I'm going to have to take here because, again, wasting manpower is, you know, really dumb. South side here, Grenadiers pushing for the fuel point here, and there we go. We got Youknownothing going for the car point here, looking to mess with the fuel supply lines of the 26th Panzer Division. Good move here, and so far Youknownothing's got fairly good map control here. I'm definitely doing my best to hit back at that. Now that Panzer Grenadier squad, since I'm obviously not going to be going for Stug anytime soon, I'm basically at this point very much hoping my opponent doesn't, like, you know, hit me with a fast Humber. Panzer they gaining max into 1. Got to send them out there before they, like, you know, got fully healed up. MD42 Panzer to the sappers. We got to get battling as well here. Grenadiers being swarmed or well forced withdraw here. And there you go, another Panzer Grenadier squad ready. Mortar fire raining down, death upon my infantry, wiping a good kill here for Youknownothing. The 3-inch mortar there, thumbs up. So that definitely adds a bit of pressure there to me. Going forwards with the 2 Panzer squads. So technically should probably pull this squad back for some more healing. Again, particularly on those 2 members that are definitely very low on health here. Also got mines here from Youknownothing. Thumbs up to that. Very good mining here. Mortars spotted here, but the Panzers rushing in there. Quick mechanized assault. Machine gun recruit and merged here. So just send the machine crew at full size now there to the front line and just send the Grenadiers back. Definitely one of the ways you can use the Grenadier merge quite effectively. So, neat little trick there. But yeah, it does appear like my opponent's not going to hit me with a Humber armoured car. Very fortunate for me, as that's going to be otherwise difficult to deal with. We've got the 6-pounder gun ready here, as he's clearly expecting me to push for the Stug. Get body ladening here on the sappers. The bomb grenade, for those wondering, was basically a regular Stielhandgranate, where they then just rolled around more grenade warheads, if you will, around the main grenade. That way forming up a larger, well, bundle grenade. It was actually a World War I tactic, used initially for clearing out trenches, but also for knocking out early tanks. In fact, even at the start of World War II, this was used as an anti-tank grenade. Fun fact. Very fun fact. Up north, the recce section of the Pioneers. Sturmgeschütz on the way. Recce section pulling on the Pioneers. He's going to have to withdraw them. Straight for the car point again. Needs to again mess with his fuel income here. The more I can slow down his income, the better. Meanwhile, back here, we got a straight move for the company command post here for Youknownothing, and not slowing down here. Mortar firing down, MD42 moving forwards. Sturmgeschütz almost done. Grab northern fuel point here. We got the Pioneers retreating here. Sappers there being wrecked with MD42 fire here, and of course the MP40 Grenadiers from the Grenadiers. At this point, I probably should, you know, either upgrade them or just withdraw them and get them transferred out for more Panzer Grenadiers, honestly. There you go, Sturmgeschütz 3 ready. Immediately adding that Pinelmatic machine gun out. Big 2 points wise, Youknownothing sends a bit of lead over me and over to him. But the fact he's going for this clearly means he's going to rush out Crusader tanks, which is also one of the things I'm very much keeping in mind here, since some British players absolutely love those Crusader rushes, and they can just start churning out a lot of Crusader tanks, which can be very tough to deal with. North here, though, push forward to the Sturmgeschütz and the Panzergrenadiers, forcing back the section off the northern fuel point here. In the south here, fighting continues. Recce second sap support there, forcing back the Germans here from the southern fuel point there, rushing ahead for King and Country. In the centre, sappers laying down more mines, very consistent mining, and of course at this point, I really should consider some mine sweepers. Meanwhile, more troops setting up from the base here. Pioneers here being shot to bits here. 6 pounder going to get a great shot on the Strook. Pioneers about to get wiped out here. Yep, full wipe there from Youknownothing. And we got Indian artillery here with the Coh3 Gurkhas, but also volunteer infantry. Course Valor. Very much a standard pick there. Panzers rushing in the sappers here with their Sturmgewehrs. Got a quick grenade there, possibly for a note. Just looked like it for some reason to my eyes. Sappers there, not having a great time there. Forced back here. Some more German troops keep moving ahead here. Sappers squad's being wiped up. We got a second Panzer squad tank from the northern side here. And catching the sappers in a possible crossfire. And got the wipe. Bit of a blow there to Youknownothing and the British forces. Losing a sapper team there. The Flamethrowers going to hurt a bit here in the south side. Fresh British advance here from the 1st Armoured Division. Looking to claim those fuel points on the beaches. And there we go. Crusader tank being rushed out here for Youknownothing. Well, rush, but it's certainly coming out there. As for me, I'm bringing in more Sturmgeschütze. And certainly once I spot Crusaders, I'm going to just keep churning out Stugs, because at that point it kind of becomes a bit of a numbers game. There we go, breakthrough tactics activated. Artillery called in the info 2 from the Recce section. Notice all 3 sections have been upgraded with the Recce package. Right, flares, and of course the ability to call in the Fort Artillery Barrage. Or Observe Artillery Barrage. Pushing in here, victory points wise. I'm starting to get hit here of Youknownothing now. Machine gun there pushing back the sappers. Crusaders moving forward. Quick aggressive push here, being upgraded to the Crusader Mark III there with a 6 pounder gun. Got that Strook on the move, and we got a second Strook following up here for the Fatherland. Crusader blasting those Panzer gunners, mine goes off in the south here, killing some machine gunners.
A munitions point is being overrun.
360 versus 421. More throwing down the Grenadiers here, quite aggressively. Pushing for that Crusader with the Stugs. First shot goes off well, but the 6 pounder gun is returning fire here on this Sturmgeschütze. Several hits on the Crusader though, doing quite a bit of damage. Stugs that are being forced to withdraw here. And in need of repairs for sure. And we got the Gurkhas out here for Youknownothing.
Infantry are standing by to deploy.
Not enough munitions though for any of the upgrades, but I'm expecting it to be the bright light machine gun upgrade, because that is easily the best upgrade there. Not to say the Thompsons are bad, but you know, if you can just shoot them down from afar, it certainly is looking better than Thompsons when you got that option. Needlewerfer on the way to help counter all of these shows the anti-tank guns I'm expecting here from Youknownothing. Tend to be part of these strategies here, particularly on this map. I'd say there's an extra incentive to consider Needlewerfers because of the more bottlenecked nature of it. Really, from my experience, tends to reward Needlewerfers a bit more here. Punch with this Recce section here, forcing back the chaps over the Silver Gurkhas. Of course, we do have that mortar veterans running up for the 0 inability. Sturmgeschütz being repaired, and there we go, minesweepers up. Another push here by the 26th Panzer Division here for the center. Gurkhas doing what they can, but again, the lack of any upgrades does mean they are somewhat undergunned compared to the Panzer Grenadier. Far up north, the MP40 gunners for the Recce section here. Ultimately, the British forces overcome the forces of Deutschland. British when the Panzers get caught by the Crusader and the Sappers. Terrain, though, might help the Panzers stay alive for a bit longer here, but in the end, they will have to withdraw. And there you go, Needlewerfers find field ready. There's a number of Needlewerfers, some firing much larger rockets. Fun fact. Push forward here. There we go. Nebula fires off here. Catching the 6-pounder gun here, or at least trying to catch it. Though, as you might notice, most of the rockets are basically missing. That is a bit the nature of the Nebula Alpha. Sometimes gets some really great hits, other times zip. Stuxnet falls back, slightly caught up in the munitions point as well here. Crusader gets away as well, but so does meine Sturmgeschütze. Panzers rushing forwards here, as my Stugs are desperately trying to hold away. And far up north, the Youknownothing launches a fresh push here with the Recce sections. Gobbling up north side of the map here away from the Reich. Back to B. Push forward to the Panzers catching the 6-pounder gun. Here we got good because they're counter-tanking. And we do get those Bren light machine guns here. No additional sign of tanks here yet for Youknownothing. We got the Gebalde lighting off. Panzers taking a nice hit from the mortar. Forced to withdraw. Stugs in need of repairs.
The enemy have taken our territory.
And he's being rushed north of the sea to meet the British threat there. And there you go, second Crusader on the way there. This is also probably one of those rare matches with most of the fun side happening around the beaches. Typically a lot of matches on twin beaches tend to focus more towards the north, but because of my pressuring on the south side here, he's kind of been drawn in towards the south of the map here. Even north, a bit for a rare occasion, a bit less active. But yeah, typically again, it's mostly up north here, as most players tend to dislike fighting on the beaches. Mines here from Youknownothing, very good. Got rapid production, of course, also got the mechanized assault group.
We are losing control of a sector.
Also got plenty of fuel. The trick is actually the manpower at the moment.
The sector has been secured.
So they're pushing back the Grenadiers here.
A capture point is being lost.
Onto the sappers.
Commandant, you have command point available.
Grenade, they're chucked in. Dodged. And a Nebula of a barrage off. Trying to silence that mortar. 15cm rockets there, flying through the skies. And there you go, landing on the mortar team. Almost swapping out there, but Youknownothing gets a bit lucky. A bit more Crusaders now, of course, here. Well, a stronger armored component here for Youknownothing. Stugs pushing in there, 6-pounder gun backing up. We know, of course, he's got a second 6-pounder gun here to provide more, well, intense anti-tank fire against my assault guns. Up north, here trying to push for the northern fuel point here. As now the front is slightly shifting away from the beaches towards the center north. As again, slightly aligning itself with the more typical twin beach matches. Stugs are being engaged with the assault guns as they steadily A-move here. Was not expecting to do that. Shots bouncing away there partly. And another Stug here because, again, I'm expecting a lot more Crusaders, so I want a lot more Stugs. Nebelwerfer for there. Reloading. Should probably go for the officer quarters at some point up here. Up north, going into the Recce section here. Bit of lighter skirmishing. Far south here, Gurkhas moving up there with their Bren light machine gun. MP40 Grenadiers advancing here, closing in the Recce section. Causing back those Verdammten Tommies. Recce section down to 2 men. Crusaders blasting away the 6-pounder guns, ripping through the Grenadiers down to 1 man here. Crusaders just unleashing hell here. Stugs being repaired. And far up north of the Grenadiers are in a losing battle here with the Recce section. No amount of propaganda can prop up that far for much longer. There you go, Nebula of a barrage here, but the 6-pounder guns are already repositioning. Basically a bit of waste of a barrage from there. Oh, we do have the officer quarters up here, opening up for Veterans 1, and the White Phosphorus barrage on the Nebelwerfer, but also point-blank blasts on the Sturmgeschütze. So we've got 366 for 278 here. Victory point gap is being closed a bit here now. Just a bit. We also got the training center up here for Youknownothing and the 1st Armoured Division. Panzers pushing in here. There's a total of 3 British Armoured Divisions that are fought in Italy, the 1st, the 6th, and the 7th. Of course, the 7th will later be pulled out. South here, Panzers going for the Gurkhas, backed up with the Info-2 here. Youknownothing's positions are rapidly overwhelmed here by German hardened assault troops. And far up north, the Crusaders on the move again. Got the Blitzkrieg ability unlocked. Nebelwerfer almost ready to fire again. Push forward to the MP40 Grenadiers. Mine going off here. Got mining course here by Youknownothing. Even though mine was up, we're still not spotting them all. Of course, got those Crusaders trying to hit my Grenadiers, but in this case, the hill is somewhat helping out my Grenadiers, not getting immediately mauled, but they are ultimately forced to withdraw here. Got my Stooks on the move once more. Fun fact, actually, shortly after the losses of North Africa and Stalingrad, there was a reorganization of the German Panzer divisions and overall division, where, for example, the Panzer divisions lost a Panzer battalion each, but in a sort of, shall I say, creative amount of bookkeeping, they would replace that lost Panzer battalion with the Stug battalion. That would last until roughly mid-1944, where even like Stugs were becoming a bit hard to get their hands on. Pioneers wiped, that was a waste there by me, obviously. That meaning basically a lot of Panzer divisions still in a sense had 3 Panzer battalions, but just one of them would have been made up of Stugs. Meanwhile here, pushing him with flanking on the Crusaders. I'm starting to sense that he might try and do that, so I'm slightly repositioning my Stugs to try and catch him off guard here. Niederwerfer definitely exposed to the Crusader flank here from Youknownothing. There we go, striking in there. Back at base. Nothing further here though from Youknownothing. Fresh Pioneers out to replace one's lost. Crusaders flanking, we got the Stugs counter-attacking here. Panzers MG4 moving up, we got Gurkhas catching the machine crew here. Rather hectic civilian fights here. We got 6-pounder gun thrown down here from the beach town onto the flank of the Stugs here. And there you go, on the turn, we got the Panzer Grenadiers flanking up behind the anti-tank guns. Stug bouncing more shots here from the 6-pounder guns of the Crusaders as the Panzer Grenadiers pursue the 6-pounder guns here. Stugs now counter-attacking, we got Blitzkrieg here being enacted, allowing the Stugs to charge in here. Even as my Panzer is trying to capture the anti-tank guns here. It's a brutal, fierce engagement there. Go, Crusader goes out in flames. Bang, grenade on the 6-pounder guns here. Wiping up one, and the other one is close here. And we got a strike called in here by Youknownothing in a desperate bid here to halt my assault guns from pushing any further and save his Crusaders. And I do fall back here. It's actually airburst shells unleashed here by Youknownothing. It's actually time to pop to his perspective. My apologies. And Niederwerfer is just trying to go from the sappers before they get themselves mauled quite aggressively. That was a pretty fierce engagement. Youknownothing quick to replace the gun crews on the 6-pounder guns. Fresh chaps able to hold them away. No some additional tanks as of yet. He could of course try again going for Grant tanks there. I suspect he's going to keep churning out Crusaders. Panzer gives the Gurkhas. Almost wiping them out here. Stugs in need of repairs. Rather schnell. And we can see that Youknownothing committing the Crusader here just to make sure the entire southern front doesn't collapse. His forces are overstretched and certainly in a bit of a rough spot. Fresh German troops being poured northwards here to reclaim the northern side of the map.
A victory point is being overrun.
Another Niederwerfer barrage off here. Trying to take up that section here. Direct hit. Probably should put back the Niederwerfer crew there. Oh, he did go for Grants here. Go for Grants. Meanwhile, in the south, the MP40 Panzer guns actually catching the recce section over the Sturmgewehrs. And the centre got the MP40 guns between the recce section here. Also, an additional fun fact about assault rifles in the German army: some of the first units to be equipped with assault rifles were actually the units in the Stug brigades, basically the escort troops meant to escort the Stugs and act as infantry support for them. They've actually been some of the first, shall we say, regular units to be equipped with assault rifles that way, so it's a fun piece of information. MP40 guns rush into the Gurkhas on the recce section. Bit more time going for calling the Grant tanks here though. In the south, Panzers are going for the victory point here. Crusader at the ready, backed up by sappers. Quick retreat there. Oh no, Top, you have Panzer Grenadiers, but that doesn't mean you can't take on Panzers. What about the Panzerschreck? Technically, as a guys. Really? Yeah. Quickly crewing that Niederwerfer. Since I do want that rocket artillery, again, those anti-tank guns remain a significant threat to my assault guns. Crusader racing down here the beaches. And we got a tank on the way here, and that is indeed a Crusader tank. I don't know why I'd research Grant. Maybe it was a misclick. Always possible. Push forwards here though by Youknownothing. Charging ahead here bravely. Niederwerfer caught a bad spot. There's 6-pounder guns of course supporting the attack here. Stugs taking a few hits, and another artillery strike called in. There's another Stug arrives here. Grenades going off in the Stugs. Mortar there getting awfully close to the front line here. Guess that was a mistake here by Youknownothing. 6 panzer guns keep pushing forward to Nebula for the crude again. Putting up my grenadiers here nearby, catching the wreckage section. He's engaging the Nebula, looking to destroy it before I can recruit again. Very sensible choice, of course. Up north, the machine catching the Gurkhas there, and further up north here, British force going for that victory point. We've got 233 versus 11. Crusader blasting away here. Nebelwerfer quickly crewed and merged with to get to full strength, and firing a barrage right ahead here. In this case, deploying white phosphorus, which besides damaging troops inside of it, blocks line of sight. So it's basically both meant to, like, you know, deal damage to the anti-tank guns, but also prevent them from easily firing back, whereas with the incendiary barrage, you know, they can still fire through more easily, so. While most players don't use white phosphorus barrages at all, I do use them from time to time, again, in particular tends to involve when there are anti-tank guns involved. Graham Northern Point here, Graham the fuel point. Centerverts, German forces moving forward here for the 26th Panzer Division, 5th Panzer Grenadier Company.
Jerry has 300 points remaining.
Not much here in the base. Pushing off the Panzer Grenadier. Performing quite well versus the British forces in general, I find. Far south here, Crusader moving forward to catch the Nebula for here in a bad spot, wiping the crew again. Stuke showing the favourite course. Moving up here to recruit the Nebula. Got the anti-tankers on the right here. The Stuke pushing forwards, including one Vecchi 2. There we go. Nebula for crew grenadiers being hammered with the Crusader tanks here. One Vecchi 2 here. Pantherfast off. And there you go. Another Nebula barrage here. More rockets screaming through the air there. Leaving one of the anti-tank crews quite dead as they suddenly burst into flames. Got 233 to 287 falling back here. Machine ring up again, flanked over the Gurkhas, force them back further up north. German Panzer Grenadiers making their way forwards. There's once more Youknownothing backs off here. He's got the 3rd Crusader tank up here. Finally starting to build up something more than just 2 Crusaders at a time. Bit surprised it took him that long. But again, at this point, going for a lot of grants would also do him a lot of good due to the immense rate of fire and good durability. Going to use the Crusader here. Further up north here, Panzers with the Recce section there. Going to be a close engagement there. We got Panzers going for the car point here. Looking to outmaneuver Youknownothing as he focuses now again heavily on the beach, leaving the cut-off point there wide open. Breaking one of his anti-tank guns. Big blow there to Youknownothing. And there you go, flanking up behind the other anti-tank gun here. And back to my perspective. Pushing forward to the Sturmgeschütz. With that, both the anti-tank guns are gone, meaning these Crusaders are now in a bit of a pickle here, in particular to engage the Stukes head on. In this case, it is too quick to disengage, and my Stukes are starting a bit to catch up here, so I just settled with destroying the other anti-tank gun, leaving Youknownothing now anti-tank gun less. That said, he does deviously pull up here on the flank and goes for the cut-off point there. Thumbs up. Of course, if we had some tanks commit to that, that'd be even better, because we could like flank up behind my Stukes right there. I would be in a lot of trouble. In fact, at that point I realised I actually overcommitted there. Thankfully, Youknownothing did not exploit this. That was a bit of a close call there. Got the MP40 gun steam with the Gurkhas, pushing them back here. Stukes in your repairs. He does have all 3 Crusaders still in one piece, and there we go up north. East Panzer gun has been quaded with the Crusader tank there. Just the Mark II, no 6-pounder gun. Breakers are going back here. Of course, the Crusader would see service after a certain amount of time, replaced daily by Shermans and Cromwells. That said, the turret itself would still see some usage here and there, as they would mount it on some of their stack-count armoured cars. That way, upgunning the armoured car there to be a bit more impressive. So, bit of resource flooding there. Perhaps he's not... Well, for me, actually, I'm guessing at this point I'm probably going to go for the Tiger tank. The Tiger. Bring in something a bit more heavily armoured here to match all these Crusaders. As again, I'm definitely concerned here that, like, if I make a mistake here, he could just swarm the Stukes from a flank, at which point I can quickly lose all of my Stukes, so... It's definitely a bit of a tricky situation for me, at least I feel like, inside of my head. Breaking section to be engaged with the Panzers and the MD-42. We got a telestrike call in again here. Very consistent artillery call-ins here by Youknownothing. Got the mortar firing down death as well here. Crusaders there being repaired. Another anti-tank on the way here. I am seconds away from the Tiger. From the 504th Schwere Panzerabteilung. Neither from unleashing a barrage against the mortar once more. I want that mortar dead. And now the Tiger tank has arrived. Quick to add the pin about the machine and give out.
We shall reinforce all squads that require it.
And back to Youknownothing.
Have 300 points at the moment.
Gonna quickly load my Pentagunners up in the Tiger tanks and quickly move them where I want them to. Nice bit of tank riding there. Pentagunners are catching the recce section in the south. A Gurkha section, actually. That's a bit more than a recce section. And there you go. Got that whole Valor kicking in, but against Ace Panzer Grenadiers, that's just not enough. And there you go, Panzer Ultimate Force back. Crusaders moving in, that backed up by a lot of British infantry up north here. Tiger tank pushing in to support the Pioneers of the northern victory point here. Crusader zone there is definitely not ready for a Tiger tank. Quickly disengaging with the Pentagunners so they can just bump the point as the Tiger tank pushes on the Crusader. Crusader is definitely in a very bad place, and crucially, he's so caught up in the southern engagement he doesn't realise he's going to lose the Crusader up north of the Tiger tank. At least he does so too late. Stooks in the south being pushed back here a bit. 250 points left, there's the 189. Further up north here, Pentagunners going for the recce section. They get Baldeladum Tiger tank blasts one of its own by the looks of it. Jürgen! You shot one of our own! I bet he was a British spy. Really? Yeah, I swear I saw him ordered being the wrong way. Really? Yeah. Well, okay. It's a bit of a standoff here. Another anti-tank away there for Youknownothing. You know what, I'm keeping the Tiger tank up here on its own, part because I'm hoping to maybe bait him to like send in everything after the Tiger tank, at which point I can then counterattack into his attack with the Stooks. It's a bit of a reach there, but you know, some players might be tempted, so I'm kind of trying to see if Youknownothing's around those players who might go, isolated Tiger. Let's pull a Brad Pitt. At which point again, you know, the trap will spring with the Stooks. But it's clear he's, you know, respecting my 3 Stooks on the beaches here. He's very much respecting them. Tiger tank lands great in the Gurkhas, clearing out a good chunk of them. Southeast more progress against the recce section there. Grenadiers been caught with the Crusader. Steady push up to the more Panzer Grenadiers to support the Tiger tank, blasting away the gut. The mortar crew they almost wiped out. Now we got the Stooks pushing forwards for the Vasaland. Still no sign of ground tanks here, unfortunately, from Youknownothing. Now the hammer falls upon him. 3 Stooks here backed up by Tiger tank. The armoured fist of Deutschland comes crashing down upon him. A ton of Krupp-branded bricks. Anti-tank guns there, firing away. Shots are bouncing off the Tiger tank. High explosive shells are being unleashed upon them. Troops nearby as well here. We got the Blitzkrieg activated as well here for increased rate of fire, increased mobility here. Crusaders are about to get knocked out. Down they go here. Anti-tank guns flanked. And the losses are just piling up for Youknownothing now. His men are getting crushed here. And there we go. Youknownothing pops out. And that is a victory for Deutschland. A victory for the Vasaland. A fierce back and forth fight here. But in the end, I feel like he just didn't play to the strength of the Crusaders, which is like their speed and agility. Like he should have constantly been looking for flanks around my Stooks, but he never did. And that really meant my Stooks suddenly were a lot better, but he wants to enable to deal with the like other main threat to the Stooks, which of course is double anti-tank. And so with that combo, he just kind of like slowly sort of, shall I say, shut himself down as I just, you know, kept up more pressure and pressure, building towards a Tiger tank. I could, of course, also just gone for the Panzer Company and push for Panther Force and Starstorm. Maybe should have done that, but in this case, I'm going for the Tiger tank because, well, you know, I do like a good old Tiger from time to time. The Panther is also proved to be quite good here versus the British. Certainly gave him a bit of a hard time. Probably didn't help again. He didn't commit heavily to elite infantry. We didn't see a lot of foot guards or additional Gurkhas, which I think also was like one of those areas where like he probably could have like tried pushing a bit harder here. Versus the mines were nice, but after a certain point again, he just stopped laying down mines as well. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider telling your friends, your family. You can also support Propagandacast by donating a pledge on Patreon. Every bit helps me out there. Links in the description. So cheers, everyone. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.